Hello, beautiful soul. Have you ever felt the pull of something greater than yourself? A whisper beyond time, an unseen force guiding you toward your destiny? There was once a place where that whisper became a voice. A sacred temple where mortals came to hear the will of the divine. A place where the veil between this world and the next grew thin, and prophecy flowed like fire through the lips of a chosen one. That place was Delphi. And she, the one who spoke for the gods, was known as Pythia, the oracle of Apollo. For over 1,000 years, kings and conquerors, poets and philosophers, seekers and wanderers climbed the slopes of Mount Parnassus, drawn by a single question: what does fate hold for me? And through the mist of sacred vapors, through the power of divine ecstasy, she answered, "Today we listen. Today we step into the temple. And through her, we hear the voice of the eternal, the chosen of Apollo, a voice between worlds." She lived in ancient Greece, in the heart of Delphi, around the 8th century BCE, though her lineage stretches further, deep into myth and time immemorial. Unlike kings and generals, her power did not come from armies. Unlike scholars and statesmen, it was not written in books. It was bestowed upon her by the gods. To the people of Greece, she was more than a woman. She was the living bridge between the divine and the mortal. They called her Pythia, in honor of the great serpent Python, the ancient guardian of the oracle, slain by Apollo himself. From the ashes of the beast, the god of light and prophecy built his temple, and from that sacred space, she was born. Not just one woman, but many. Over the centuries, generation after generation, a new Pythia was chosen. She was not a queen, nor a scholar. She was an ordinary woman, plucked from simplicity, transformed into a vessel of revelation, the ritual of prophecy, entering the divine trance. But what made her different from the others? What turned a mortal woman into a prophetess of divine fire? The answer lay in the ritual. The Pythia would enter the sacred chamber of the temple, the Adyton, the inner sanctuary, hidden from all but the priests of Apollo. There, beneath the temple's foundations, cracks in the earth released sacred vapors, the breath of the divine. She would breathe them in. She would drink the waters of the Castalian spring, purifying her spirit. She would chew the leaves of the laurel tree, sacred to Apollo, heightening her connection to the unseen. And then she would take her seat upon the tripod, the sacred stool, placed over the chasm where the vapors rose. She would let go. She would surrender, and the god would take hold of her tongue. Her voice was no longer her own. Her eyes burned with visions of what was to come. Her words poured forth in riddles, half-truths, warnings, and revelations. Some called it madness. Some called it mystery, but those who listened knew. This was not the voice of a woman. This was the voice of Apollo himself, the prophecies that shaped the world. Through her, the course of history was written. Kings and generals came to Delphi before battle. They knelt at her feet, their hands trembling with offerings of gold, their minds heavy with uncertainty. And she would speak. When the mighty King Croesus of Lydia asked if he should wage war against Persia, she answered, "If you cross the river Halys, a great empire will be destroyed." Confident, he went to war, only to find that the empire she spoke of was his own. When Athens asked how to survive the Persian invasion, she warned, "Trust in your wooden walls." And so they built ships, trusting in the sea rather than the land, and defeated the Persian fleet at Salamis. Even Socrates, the great philosopher, once asked of her, "Who is the wisest man in all of Greece?" And she answered, "None is wiser than Socrates." A paradox, yet a truth, because only he knew how little he truly knew. Some left Delphi triumphant, others left in ruin. But all who came left changed. For the words of the Pythia were more than prophecy. They were the will of the gods, the mystery of the oracle, madness or divinity. For centuries the world has asked, was the Pythia truly speaking with the divine? Or was she simply lost in hallucination, a woman consumed by vapors and ritual? Science tells us that the vapors of Delphi may have been ethylene, a gas that can cause intoxicating visions. But can chemical reactions explain the accuracy of her prophecies? Can human madness explain the power that shaped empires? Or was she truly a vessel of something greater? Perhaps it was both. Perhaps the divine does not only speak in ways we can measure. Perhaps prophecy is not only given to gods, but to those willing to surrender to it, to those who step beyond reason, beyond fear, into the mystery of fate itself. Her message to us: trust the divine within. Now listen closely, beautiful soul. What does the Oracle of Delphi whisper to you across time? She tells you, the future is not written in stone, it is written in you. Your fate is not given, it is chosen. Your path is not a prison, it is a prophecy waiting to be fulfilled. And the answers you seek? They do not lie outside you, they are already within. For though the temple of Delphi has crumbled, though the sacred vapors no longer rise from the earth, the oracle still speaks. She speaks through you. She speaks in the moments when your soul knows the path before your mind understands. She speaks in the stillness between breaths, in the quiet knowing, in the pull of destiny you cannot explain. She speaks when you trust yourself, when you trust your own inner oracle. Closing reflection, the flame of prophecy. So, seeker of truth, what if you did not need an oracle to tell you your fate? What if, instead of searching for answers outside of yourself, you trusted the divine whisper already within you? You too are a vessel of wisdom. You too hold the fire of prophecy. You too are both the question and the answer. And when the time comes, may you speak your truth, without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. Until next time, may your soul burn with the light of prophecy, and may you always trust the voice of the divine within you.